Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be having a look at barrel attachments in Rainbow Six Siege and how they fit on each gun and which ones you should be using each one for. A lot of YouTubers and a lot of guides will overcomplicate this quite a lot, as a lot of new players will struggle to find the right attachments for them, especially when they first start. And even like later on in the game, I think even I've got I'm like nearly level 200 now in Siege, and I still struggle with barrel attachments until I actually properly looked into it and actually tried some of them for myself and realised it isn't actually that hard. It just comes down to a couple of rule of thumbs. So with the Suppressor specifically, you just want to not use it. Okay, so you would use it on Nook's FMJ9, usually because she wants to be sneaky and she wants to be able to take out the cameras without even really anybody knowing. And obviously as well, you want to use it on IQ as well. But I would recommend only using it on her pistol. So you want to use it basically on Nook's FMJ9 and IQ's pistol. Nothing else. Do not use the Suppressor on anything else. The only benefit to Suppressor is, first of all, no tracers. So do you know when you're getting shot and there's like bullets whizzing past you and you get those little white indicators? They look a little bit like this, with a little arrow. That's kind of what they look like. They look like that. Like when someone's shooting at you. That goes away. I just literally punched my wall. That goes away. And instead of that, you get nothing. You can see the bullets come in a little bit, and you can see where they impact the walls and the floors and stuff. But that's all the Suppressor really does for you. It gets rid of the indicator, and also the sound is really, really low on them as well. However, it has some massive downsides. So first of all, it reduces your damage. Straight up, reduces the damage of your gun. And it also doesn't do anything for your recoil. Like anything for your recoil. Which is why the other attachments are usually better in every single way, and which is also why Nook's FMG9, because it doesn't have insane recoil, it's okay to use a suppressor on it and still get some decent gameplay out of Nook, as she's supposed to be a stealthy, silent assassin-like character who's sneaking into sight and killing people who are roaming. So that's the Suppressor done. You don't need to know anything else about Suppressor. Compensator, a little bit more simple. Any gun with horizontal recoil, so basically when your bullets go like to the sides instead of just up and down, anything that goes to the sides, you want to shove a compensator on it. If it's extreme recoil anyway, if it's extreme to the side, you put a compensator on it. If the vertical recoil is quite low and it's going side to side, just stick a compensator on it. It will literally save you day. That's literally it. Compensator, that's it. Flash hider, on the other hand, that does both. So if your recoil is kind of going a bit up and a bit to the side, stick a flash hider on it. Also, a good thing to note with the flash hider is the flash hider is good for every gun, really. If you really don't know what to put on your gun, a flash hider is usually a safe bet. Unless it's a DMR, which we'll get to that though. Basically, every gun in the game is good if it has access to a flash hider. If you put a flash hider on a gun, it will usually be decent. You could literally just make a video, I don't know which attachment to use, stick a flash hider on it, and you should be alright. That's it for flash hider. Okay, next, Muzzle Break. Now, the description for Muzzle Break makes out that you should only use this on single shot guns, like a DMR, like Dockerby's gun, like the MK14, stuff like that. However, the pros of the Muzzle Break can be used on loads of guns. So anything that has like a low rate of fire, but has no horizontal recoil. So basically any gun that goes high up in recoil, but doesn't have anything side to side, stick a Muzzle Break on it. If my rule of thumb for the Muzzle Break is if the recoil pattern looks like this, and the rate of fire is less than 750. If the rate of fire is less than 750 and the recoil pattern looks a bit like this, stick a Muzzle Break on it. You will thank me. Also, if the recoil deviates a little bit to the side, it's still pretty decent to use a Muzzle Break if the rate of fire is really low. Stuff like some of Nomad's guns, things like that, really, really good for Muzzle Break. So that's Muzzle Break sorted. And obviously you put it on all your DMRs and your pistols if they have access to it. All your pistols get it and all of your DMRs get it as well, okay? Extended barrel. Now this one's a bit difficult. I see a lot of people just shove an extended barrel on all guns that have access to an extended barrel. But the important thing to note about an extended barrel is you don't get any recoil help whatsoever. So if you're using a gun, especially a gun like Mira's gun, so the Vector, you don't use the extended barrel on the Vector. The only time the extended barrel was good on the Vector was when it had a higher zoom scope, because you're shooting people at a further distance, so it makes sense to use an extended barrel because it's quite a low damage gun. Ideally, you only want to use an extended barrel on guns that you know, as a player, you can control the recoil without any of these other attachments. If you know you don't need a compensator, flash hider or muzzle brake on your gun and it has access to an extended barrel, use the extended barrel. A couple of good examples are Frost's gun, so Frost's SMG, and also a really good one is the P10 Roni. The P10 Roni is Mozzie's gun, and I think Rooney has it as well. Yeah, that's exactly what that says. So the P10 Roni and Frost's gun are perfect examples of where you would use an extended barrel. The Frost's gun, she only has access to the extended barrel and the suppressor, and obviously if you're going to have no recoil control, I think I'd rather have better damage at range than less damage overall, like the suppressor gives, especially for Frost, who's like quite a good roamer / fragger. Frost's gun is brilliant for the extended barrel, and also the P10 Roni is a laser beam, but it's low damage. So the extended barrel really gives it that boost at longer ranges. So the P10 Roni is brilliant for the extended barrel. Also, another thing to quickly note, all of these are personal preference. Please remember this. So if you feel like you're not getting on with the compensator, even though it matches this recoil pattern, just jump into Terrace Hunt. Jump into Terrace Hunt, try out each one the gun has access to, and then you'll know which one you like better. However, obviously some people don't have time or they can't be bothered to play Terrace Hunt all the time, so that's why I've done this quick guide. Now, another thing to note is, with the compensator, it actually allows you to be able to fire quite fast, so if you're the kind of person who kind of just bullet dumps into your target, a compensator is actually decent to have regardless of your recoil pattern. Also, the flash hider is brilliant to use if you are the kind of person who like shoots in bursts as well. The muzzle brake, again, if you're the kind of person who like tap fires a lot, like you tap fire your guns, muzzle brake is brilliant for you. Extended barrel and suppressor are just in their own, they're separate to the other three. A quick overview before we end the video. Suppressor, you use it on Nook's FMJ9 and IQ's pistol. Compensator, you use it on guns with a lot of horizontal recoil. So if you're shooting somebody and it's going off to the sides instead of up and down, stick a compensator on it. If you're using a gun that kind of does both, but not much, if it's got a little bit of horizontal recoil and a little bit of vertical recoil, you stick a flash hider on it. If you have hardly any, like basically zero horizontal recoil and there's a bit of vertical recoil and it's low rate of fire, you stick a muzzle brake on it. And if it's a gun that has access to an extended barrel and you can really control the recoil, so it has like no recoil whatsoever, use the extended barrel. Simple as that. Literally, you don't need to know the stats, you don't need to know, oh, this gun's this much damage at this range, so I better put an extended barrel on, or this gun's got really high damage, so it's worth putting a suppressor on it. No, literally just stick to this. Suppressor on Nook and IQ, compensator on all guns that have horizontal recoil, flash hider on guns that have both, muzzle brake on guns that have a bit of vertical, hardly any horizontal, and its low rate of fire, extended barrel on guns you can control its recoil. Simple as that. That is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. This is a little bit different. I was going to do it like all in Rainbow Six Siege, so please let me know how you liked the format of this. I am completely willing to change it up. This isn't for everybody, I appreciate that, but I felt like I could actually like tell you a bit easier, being able to write it down on the board. So yeah, that is it for the video. If you did enjoy it and if you found it useful at all, please do drop a like below. And if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe as well. And let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to know, or if you really hated this content, if you really hated this format, let me know. And if you want me to do it just in game let me know also. But yeah, that is me done. If you want to see me stream Rainbow Six on Siege, I do stream at twitch.tv/Mr. Tucaroo, and that is for all of your extremely mediocre Rainbow Six Siege gameplay. And also find me on Twitter on the same handle. You'll be able to find it on the screen somewhere. I always put it on the video. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.